Hello guys, I'm back with my channel History with Ishaan. Thank you for watching, and I'm back with the second plague of our plague package, which is the plague of Athens. So let's go. In the second year of the Peloponnesian War, 430 BCE, an outbreak of plague erupted in Athens. The illness would persist throughout scattered parts of Greece and eastern Mediterranean until finally dying out in 426 BCE. The origin of the epidemic occurred in sub-Saharan Africa, just south of Ethiopia. The disease swept north and west through Egypt and Libya across the Mediterranean Sea into Persia and Greece. The plague entered Athens through the city's port of Piraeus. The Greek historian Thucydides recorded the outbreak in his monumental work on the Peloponnesian War, which was between Athens and Sparta. According to various scholars, by its end, the epidemic killed upwards of one-third of the population, a population which numbered 250,000 to 300,000 in the 5th century BCE. By most accounts, the plague which struck Athens was the most lethal episode of illness in the period of classical Greece history. The plague of Athens raged for 4 years and resulted in the defeat of Athens. The cause of the plague of Athens continued to be debated. Infectious diseases, most often cited as causes of the plague, include influenza, epidemic typhus, typhoid fever, bubonic plague, smallpox, and measles. Thucydides, the Greek historian, in the history of the Peloponnesian War, paused in his narrative of the war to provide an extremely detailed description of the symptoms of those he observed to be afflicted, symptoms he shared as he too was struck by the illness. Despite his lack of medical training, Thucydides provided a vivid account of a variety of ailments which afflicted the diseases. He says, violent heats in the head, redness and inflammation of the eyes, throat and tongue quickly suffused with blood, breath became unnatural and fetid, sneezing and hoarseness, violent cough, vomiting, retching, violent convulsions, the body externally not so hot to the touch, nor yet pale, a livid color inclined to red, breaking out in pustules and ulcers. As soon as summer returned, the Peloponnesian War, he's saying, Thucydides, invaded Attica. The Peloponnesian army invaded Attica. I said again, as soon as summer returned, the Peloponnesian army invaded Attica. They had not been there many days when the plague broke out at Athens for the first time. A similar disorder is said to have previously smitten many places, particularly Lemnos, but there is no record of such a pestilence occurring elsewhere, or of so great a destruction of human life. Thucydides further described patients whose fever was so intense that they preferred to be naked than wear any clothing which touched the skin. Some even preferred to be submerged in cold water. Thucydides observed that the ill were tormented by an unceasing thirst which was not satiated regardless of the amount of liquids consumed. Many of the sick found it difficult to sleep, instead displaying a constant restlessness. Many of the sufferers died within 7 to 9 days from the onset of the symptoms. So for nearly 2,500 years, historians and scholars have attempted to identify exactly what disease swept through Athens, resulting in so many deaths. Thucydides, not trained in medicine, did not specify an exact illness, only a description of the various symptoms, people's reactions to being sick, and outcomes of the course of the disease. He did note that physicians attempted numerous cures and remedies which failed. The doctors were also some of the earliest casualties due to their repeated contact with those who had fallen ill from disease thus suggesting that whatever the disease was, it was contagious, dangerous, lethal. In the heat of war, it was suggested that the water drawn from local wells had been poisoned, causing even men in the prime of health to become suddenly afflicted. Now, the effect on Athens. The disease erupted at the beginning of the summer of 430 BC, and by the summer of 428 BC, it had literally decimated the population of the city. After a brief period of recession, the epidemic broke out again during the winter of 427 BC and lasted until the winter of 426 BC. It is estimated that about 1 in 3 residents of Athens was lost in the epidemic, including Pericles, the city's leader. The loss of a large proportion of the human resources and a significant portion of the city's leaders, coupled with the sharp decline in the morale of its surviving civilians, led to significant errors in the city's political and military choices, which resulted in unconditioned defeat and capitulation. After the end of the Peloponnesian War, Athens did not regain in the future even a part of its former power and glory. So that's all about the second plague, the plague of Athens. As we have seen, how did it affect the city of Athens, and what were some of its very dangerous symptoms. And cause, as you all know, it came from the Peloponnesian War, and then the Athens was defeated in the war. So yes, so we have seen about the second plague, the plague of Athens. So thank you so much for watching this video. Kindly like my video, share it with your friends, and also comment down below of how did I do. And also do not forget to subscribe to my channel History with Ishaan, so that you will be notified whenever I upload an interesting video about the plagues or any other topic furthermore. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for the third plague of the plague package. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and be safe.